Welcome to the Japan Q&A. I'm MadameWario. I'm doing this intro for YouTube because I'm going to edit this down to be much more digestible than in the stream version. I want to preface this with I'm not an expert. This was my very first trip to Japan, so I am answering all of these questions purely from my one-time experience. I also want to be as helpful as I can to anybody who, like me, is dreaming of going to Japan, planning to go to Japan in the future. I want to just provide what I did as best I can to help you out. How does the process work for converting your home currency to Japanese yen? Did you do it before flying over or go to a local bank in Japan to do the transaction? When it came to currency, I did a lot of research. I want to start out before I answer any of these questions by shouting out the YouTube channel Kensho Quest, which was very helpful. The fees are generally higher at your home bank to convert currency than if you just go there and do it. The bank I used every single time was the 7-Eleven bank ATM. You could use any, but that was the one that I heard was good about showing you the exact amount that you were going to be taking out from your bank on the machine itself. Use your debit card when you take cash out of the foreign ATM. And also always use the local currency. I had a currency converting app where I just punched in the number to see how much $700 USD would be in yen. That's what I took out from the ATM. It was a $5 ATM fee. There was a very small transaction fee on top of that. So I spent $7 in fees or something when I took cash out, which is not anything. I would recommend just using the ATM over in Japan versus worrying about having currency when you get there. There are ATMs all over the airport. You will easily be able to find multiple ATMs to use. Don't forget to notify your bank of travel before you leave. Make sure you do, because you don't want to get locked out of your bank account or locked out of your credit card or whatever. The next question is, were you surprised to see manji, aka the swastikas, on holy sites? We saw these on maps and I was like, hey snack, why is this on there? I was really scared because I didn't understand. And he's like, oh no, that's not the same thing. So anyway, yeah, he explained it and said that that's the symbol for shrines, right? Or temples. It's different. It's not the same thing. It is going an opposite way. Dear MadameWario, what are 3 things about Japan that surprised you? What are 3 things about Japan that you expected ahead of time? Maybe what surprised me most was also what I expected going in. I know that sounds funny. One of the things I expected going there was a very respectful culture, just a lot of respect. But oh my god, I was so surprised by the level of respect. Off the charts, so much better than here. It was busy, very much on the go, everybody's moving, everybody's doing something, but it was just quiet and calm. And that was very much oh my god, the world can be like this. So that was one of the things I expected that was also very surprising immediately. Something I didn't expect that surprised me. I thought it was going to be really, really colorful with very colorful fashion. Absolutely not. Me wearing this shirt was sticking out like a sore thumb in the middle of a black and white suited, very upscale dressed society. I mean, I look like a slug compared to everybody else walking around. That's the third thing that I think I would go into not expecting and then being surprised by. Something I didn't expect was, it was really cute and it was really sweet because it's I'm going into Japan as a tourist. I don't speak the language. That's kind of my responsibility. I wouldn't go in and just expect everybody to speak English and cater to me. That's not how it works. I need to be catering to them because I'm in their country. What was really sweet was in a lot of environments, they'd be giving their whole spiel in Japanese and then they would look right at me and would say minimal same thing in English. And I'm oh, that's so sweet. They're acknowledging, they're trying to help me get on the same page too, even though they really don't have to. That's not their responsibility. So that was really sweet. What was your experience with navigating the Japanese language day to day while you were there? I'll be honest, you guys, I knew 3 words. If you know how to say thank you and thank you very much and bow, you're pretty much good. I was able to get by so much by just bowing and saying thank you and being respectful and miming. It was very, very easy to do that. I will say experiencing navigating the Japanese language day to day, I didn't have a problem with it because I knew so little and I like said so little that it didn't really matter. What are some ways to find local food and restaurant choices for someone with allergies? If you have genuine food allergies, that's when I would recommend what I had to do with the Google Translate stuff. Enter it in the simplest terms as you can, like I'm allergic to peanuts, and show that. They will answer you. And what was really nice about the food allergy thing and the food restrictions, every single like restaurant that I asked it in, they would come out with a full-on like laminated just sheet that would have all these little pictures of things, not words because I wouldn't be able to read them. It would have like an X over it if there wasn't in it, and it'd be like a check if it had it in it. You just have to ask, use Google Translate, but that was really smart. I thought, I was like, oh, pictures make more sense than anything. Most restaurants that do have vegan or vegetarian options, they'll have like big signs on the outside of it that say vegetarian, vegan. Like, it was very clear. What all did you see that was Tamagotchi related? Yo. It was super popular over there right now. Very, very popular. It was everywhere. I saw so much Tamagotchi stuff. They'd have big displays, especially in like the Bandai store. Kittyland had a whole floor dedicated to Tamagotchi in one of the locations I went to. I got a Tamagotchi headband, like spa headband for washing my face. I also got a mystery makeup. It was like a mystery eyeshadow Tamagotchi, and I got Coochie Pachi again. It was so cute. Like, there were so many Tamagotchi things there. What part of Japan did you all spend the most time at, or would recommend to spend the most time at? The first 7 days we were in Tokyo, then we went to Osaka for like 4 or 5 days, and then came back to Tokyo for the last 2 days. My definite favorite area personally is Harajuku because it speaks to my soul. The ward of Shibuya in Tokyo. It's like saying Manhattan in New York City. Shibuya was so fun. It's kind of like the Times Square of Tokyo. What was the most interesting thing you did? And 2, did you wind up getting to Nakano Broadway? Yes, we went to Nakano Broadway on the 3rd day of the trip. I kind of wish we went later in the trip because I didn't know kind of what to look for in recycle stores yet. And it would have been nice to have like an idea of some of the things I had like seen full price somewhere and wanted to like look for there. I did get to go to one of my shopping destinations there that I've been following for years since the Tumblr days, a store called Spank. It's a Fairy K style store with lots of like 80s, 90s inspired, like very colorful pieces. And I even got these earrings there. Yay, my little ghoul earrings. Most interesting thing that we did, I don't know like if there's anything that's like, that was so much more interesting than anything else we did. It was all like so cool. Like everything that we did was such an experience and such a dream come true. I would say like the most interesting, I don't know where else in the world you would ever do this kind of thing that we did, was the Nara Deer Park with the bowing deer that just walk right up to you and like bow and want pets and stuff. That was crazy. What was the best part of your trip to Japan? I could never just pick one part. It was just so, that's a cop-out answer, I know. I think honestly, like if I were not to give a cop-out answer and say, oh my god, the entire thing, because it was incredible, I think the best part of Japan is the culture. Like that probably sounds so boring and redundant, but just the level of respect is like off the charts. You can't even imagine that it's real until you're there. I've heard that a lot of things in Japan are not ideal for someone who's big or tall. Any recommendations on how someone of this stature could better prep if visiting Japan? Really, I don't know that there's a lot of prep that you can do for that, other than just be aware that clothing sizes will probably be a lot smaller than you're used to, and if you are an XL or larger, you're going to probably not find a whole lot, and free size is what a lot of things are branded as, and they're going to be too small. There's nothing else that I can think of that would be like, oh, you wouldn't be able to do this, you know. What were some of your favorite things you experienced and saw when you visited the Studio Ghibli Museum? I loved it. It was so cool. I'm a big art person, and I obviously love Studio Ghibli. Museum itself is like definitely a showcase of Miyazaki's like art process and how animation works, and like really, really cool exhibits into like the mechanics mix of animating. There's also no photos in the museum, no videos in the museum. So it kind of adds to like the mystery of it. There was also a whole room that had all this artwork of like concept art. Walls were just covered with sketches and paintings and so much artwork. It was just so cool. It was very much about the animation. You will get to view a short film while you're in the museum that is unique to the museum. There are like 12 different short films, I think, that they play inside the museum, and that's the only place that you can view them. Ironically, the one that we got to see was the one that I had heard about already. It's about a bug. All the sound effects and everything were made by one guy, and they were kind of hilarious, and we were like trying so hard not to be obnoxious and laugh. This little like caterpillar bug, it went from him like being like hatching out of an egg and then figuring out life, and then like all these little like conundrums he runs into. It was so cute. Just being able to see like a film that's unique to the museum was really cool. The top of the theater and everything looks like the baby's room from Spirited Away. What was your absolute favorite dish or meal you had during the trip? Japanese food is the ultimate comfort food to me. That is my next question, and that's where I'm going with this. The Ghibli Museum is where I had my favorite thing that I ate the entire trip. Now remember, I am a pescatarian. I do not eat meat. I only eat fish. They have these fruit sandwiches in Japan, and they are the best things in the entire world. The bread is almost like angel food cake, but it's not a dessert, but it has almost that texture like angel food cake. I think it might be steamed bread. Then it has this like cream, like this heavy whipped cream. I don't even like whipped cream, okay? Unbelievable cream that's like just a touch sweet. It's not like a super sweet desserty kind of thing. This one had the freshest banana I've ever had in my entire life, strawberry and kiwi in it. And I could have had like 7 of these things. I only got one, but I'm just saying it was unbelievably good. That was my favorite thing I ate in Japan. What are some customs that are good to become familiar with before traveling to Japan? First thing that kind of slapped us in the face that we were like, oh, we're American, oops. There is escalator courtesy, and it's different depending on which city you're in because it switched in Osaka, and I was like, what? I just got used to standing on the left. Now I have to stand on the right. Anywhere that there's an escalator, you will stand on one side and people will walk on the other side. Like, you always leave space for people to walk. Sidewalks are like that too. You're expected to be on a certain side of the stairs, a certain side of the hallway, a certain side of the escalator, but it'll change on you, so like be ready to adapt too. Everybody has their cell phone on silent. There's no phone calls on the train. It's all very like, we're all trying to keep the peace and be calm and quiet. Approximately how far in advance does someone need to plan before actually going to Japan? Months, a year, or even longer? I'm a big planner. I'm really good at planning. That's something I enjoy doing. If it's something that really overwhelms you and you don't enjoy doing it and you kind of have to force yourself into planning trips and that, I would give yourself at least a year to truly plan a big trip like this. I would say 9 months to a year, I think, is realistic. You're not going to be able to book anything over a year in advance. Most things you're not going to be able to book that far out, but you can definitely start researching and kind of narrowing down what you want to do and where you want to stay and where you want to go and all that stuff. Less than 6 months is doable, but yeah, I think if you want to have a well thought out itinerary and plan, give yourself like 9 to 12 months. That's what I would do, personally. Did you go to any themed cafes? If so, how was it? We sure did. We kicked off the trip with the Kirby Cafe. Kirby Cafe was super cute. We did 2 themed cafes, this one and the Final Fantasy IX pop-up cafe. Pretty much what you hear people say about theme cafe food not being the most amazing is pretty much true. I think for the most part it's like about the presentation and the experience. The food itself, my food was good, their food was okay, but it's just a fun experience to have. Did you get any crochet project ideas from being in Japan? I definitely did, and I will say I had like an emotional internal experience witnessing some really cool amigurumi in different areas, because that's where amigurumi originated. That is a Japanese word. It's plushies crocheted in the round. Like, look at that bag. Look how cute that is. I saw a lot of hats that are like cat ears, and they're so simple. Like, they're such an easy crochet pattern. I looked at all of them to see how they were made, and I was like, wait, that's it? They were very popular in Harajuku, so I definitely want to crochet some of those. Definitely got inspiration for that. What cities did you go to, and which city is your favorite? We went to Tokyo, Osaka, and Kyoto, and we went to Nara. Osaka I ended up loving more than I thought I would. Honestly, so good. Tokyo has my heart. My favorite ward in Tokyo is Shibuya, and further in that, Harajuku. Did you visit any arcades while you were there? You bet we did, baby. Yes, we did. We visited so many arcades. Odie was the big winner of the trip. I think he won the most. But yes, we played a lot of arcades. They were so much fun, and they're just so like bright and vibrant. Did you go to any animal cafes? My biggest thing with animal cafes and Japan, do your research, because most of them are not humane. Most of them are not environments that an animal should spend their life in, and that's the life that they live. In Harajuku especially, there were people going crazy over this like pig cafe that had like miniature pigs or something. I'm like, I don't really know if miniature pigs are a real thing that's that size. I feel like that's a marketing ploy. How humane is it to have a pig grow up in a cafe? I don't know. That just seems weird to me. I know they have like otter cafes that are not super humane. There are dog cafes that like, I don't know if they adopt them out or they're just expected to live there. I didn't do any animal cafes because I've heard inhumane things that I would not want to support. Just definitely do your research. There are good ones that exist, but it's going to be like domestic animals, not exotic. I don't really think any exotic animal should be submitted to tourist interactions in a cafe. That just seems like a red flag to me. So no, I did not do any animal cafes. And then the last question on this list, how were the sushi and ramen there? The sushi was amazing. It was the best. Definitely incredible. We went to Sushi Row and we went to Kura Sushi. They were both so good. Incredible. I unfortunately did not get the opportunity to have ramen because every single ramen place I saw had meat or was made with a meat broth or with meat in it. And I'm pescatarian, so that's not gonna work for me. No ramen, but I did have udon, and I had the best sushi in the entire world. And those are all the questions that I got. Thank you guys so much to those of you who submitted questions. I really appreciate you. I love Japan. I had the most amazing time. It's so fun to share it all with you, and I can't wait to share even more with you in streams to come and videos to come. Thank you very much. You guys have a wonderful night. Take care, and I will see you next time. Bye, everyone.